Good morning and welcome, I'm Fly, and today I'll be taking a look at Tiny Epic Vikings. This is a 1 to 4 player game published by Gamelyn Games. This is the newest game on the Tiny Epic series, and in this game you're the leader of a Viking clan and you'll be traveling through the icy fjords, exploring and raiding the nearby islands, collecting runes and gaining the favor of the gods. It is a Euro-style game with drafting/area control mechanisms, and it feels a little bit like Tiny Blood Rage, if you can call it that. You know, in the same way that Tiny Epic Dinosaurs feels like Tiny Agricola. So in this game you'll be sailing here and there, taking control of some islands and fighting for favor cards so you can get a hold of specific runes. This will then score you points based on how furious the gods who control those runes are. And to do all of this you need to be managing a few resources. Food allows you to deploy settlers onto an island. Wood lets you build more ships and temples. All of this contributes influence towards controlling an island for its rune. Metal is what's needed to raid a village. Villages can then be dedicated to a god of your choice or to activate bonus actions. Okay, so I really like the card play engine building aspect of this game, in which in your turn you're playing a card either face up or face down. Face down if you want to fight for favor cards. But you'll be playing most of them face up, and you're playing them one after another, and the cards you play will the cards you've played previously will all contribute to the cards you play next. Their active runes will contribute to the rune actions of the next cards, and that's really neat. I really like that. The drafting phase here, it's pretty much inconsequential. It's just there to mitigate the luck of the draw. So yeah, there's that. I really love how the game looks. There's different artwork in every card. I appreciate that. They all have linen finish on them. The wooden components, there's a lot of wooden components in this game, and as usual, they're screen printed on both sides. They feel good and they look really good on the table. And as usual, it's really hard to fit everything back inside this tiny box. But yeah, it is what it is. And the rulebook is okay. It's very comprehensible. I didn't have much trouble understanding the game. I just had a little trouble just finding something, trying to find something when I needed it. But other than that, it's fine. So the board. I think it's the first time Gamelyn Games actually comes up with an actual game board. For their Tiny Epic games, correct me if I'm wrong, but this board will not lay flat on the table. Well, at least my copy doesn't. And I actually left it for a couple of days, flat on the table, with a heavy load on top of it, and it was fine for a while, but then, yes, it just doesn't lay flat. It's not a major issue, but it annoys me a little. Now, this game works fine at every player count, but when a game tells me that to play at 2 players, I need to add a third dummy player, that just makes me snap. I hate it when games do that! But it's not that serious here though, because you just need to add a few things during setup, and you need to manage and handle a third ghost player during the drafting phases. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. In the box says 30 to 60 minutes gameplay time. No way. No. At 2 players, this plays in around 45 minutes. And at 4 players, it plays over an hour. Maybe an hour and a half. And it's not a short teach. I mean, for the volume of game we have here, I enjoy teaching games. I've been doing it for a really long time. And for some reason, these games in the Tiny Epic series just take way longer to teach than they should. And they're not complex games at all. This game also comes with a mini expansion, the Shamans expansion, which adds just a few more Shaman Viking cards and a couple of God mats, plus these slabs, which act as a wild rune when you need it. I mean, there's no reason not to use this. It barely adds any complexity at all. So I just mix the cards and add these runes. It works just fine. This game has another expansion, which is the Ragnarok expansion. It doesn't come with a base game, and I won't be talking about it here. It's just so you know that it exists. So if you like Blood Rage, you know, drafting and area control and a little bit of resource management, you're going to absolutely like this. If, on the other hand, you're someone like me and you don't like that tension and direct conflict, try this anyway, because there's not really a lot of either, and the game is not that cutthroat, and you might end up enjoying it. So for me, this is a 7.5 out of 10. It is a very enjoyable game, and although it's not my favorite in the Tiny Epic series, it's pretty high up there. So yeah, that's Tiny Epic Vikings. So have you had a chance to play this yet, and what's your favorite game in the Tiny Epic series? Let me know in the comments, and as usual, thanks for watching, and until next time.